Melanie, thanks for the chance to visit with you, and anything I can do to help you. You've done extraordinary work helping Western Nebraska know the facts over a long time. So thanks for that. We've been incredibly invigorated, humbled, and overwhelmed by the incredible support of Nebraskans as our game plan was grassroots campaigning across the state, meeting people. Our goal is to meet people so they would know who I am. There's a lot of people that do things and they meet somebody, but they don't know them. And so we've tried to do it in a way that we would have time to engage and try to have as many people know me as possible. And that's a real key strategy. There's a big difference between meeting somebody and knowing somebody. So in the last days here, we like where we're at. We've worked hard to get the hay in the barn, so to speak. I think that a couple things that I think are really important in these last days. Number one, we do something that's really silly, but it's fun. We got to have fun doing this. I was privileged to get to play football for Coach Osborne and learn so much. So, I try to use some things that maybe help us not forget. And so one is if everybody will be a Pillen black shirt, if I can earn your vote and you be a Pillen black shirt, you vote. But then more importantly, do more than just vote, because as you just said, it's really important we get out, us conservatives get out and vote. So if everybody could make sure they reach out to get 10 other people to vote, because we are too pragmatic as conservatives and sometimes think somebody else does it all. And that's one of our greatest hindrances. If we have to be in the game more. The greatest alarm would be is I've seen what the far progressives are doing. They never give up, but we have to get in the game and fight for democracy more. So getting out to vote. And I think the other would be that, for those conservatives that didn't support me and are maybe still uptight that I won, I certainly understand it. I worked hard 16 years ago to help Coach Osborne when he ran for governor, and couldn't believe it, and I was ticked off. And but be ticked off. We all wear the same jersey. We're all red shirts and red vests, and we just have to get talking about write-ins, talking about other people. All that does is help the Democrats. So we've got to get in. I'm a strong conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative. A lot of people say they're conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative. Proof will be in the pudding. Have the courage to say no. So I would just simply ask. I hope we can all come together. Hope we can all get out, encouraged to get out and vote. It's really important. Democracy's messy. It can have challenging moments. But I'm a Reagan type of conservative. If we can be 80% together, we can play a lot of winning ball. If we only focus on one issue, we're all up a creek without a paddle.
What's the first thing you would do as governor?
We have to have a great relationship with everybody in the unicameral. Now, I'm not going to agree with everybody, but I'm going to work really hard to build a relationship with all 49 members. I'm the governor of Nebraska, and see where we can find common ground on key issues for all Nebraska. And I think key issues for all Nebraska, doesn't matter who we are. We all agree our kids are our future. And we all agree we need to protect them from the nonsense, and we need to make sure that we train them. All the superintendents I'm meeting across the state are agreeing. We've blown it, telling all of our kids that the only thing they should do is get a college degree. We have to get every one of our kids further skill set training. And if a kid goes and becomes a certified welder, plumber, those are tremendous careers and opportunities. And we have to engage business, farmers, and ranchers. We're going to work tirelessly across the state to make sure we do that, because that is a high priority. I have deep passion that we maintain middle class in Nebraska. And if we don't get it done now, we're really vulnerable. So our kids, and we all agree on that. And then we got to keep our best here. So the grass is greenest, and we got to start bragging about all the opportunities for our kids so we keep them here. And then obviously our taxes. All of us agree on that. We pay too much for taxes. Our property taxes are an abomination, and it's time. The timing is right now to have transformative change, Melanie, because it used to be believed that the only people that had a property tax problem were people that owned a ranch or a quarter or two of land, and people considered them millionaires and they didn't care. But guess what? Property tax is affecting every Nebraskan today, even if you don't own property. If you're paying rent, you're paying too much rent because property tax. So we have to have transformative change. When we talk about not giving up on kids, we're going to take on the TIOSA formula and transform school funding, not change, not defund, transform the funding where the funding's going. Instead of a system, 158 school systems don't get a penny to TIOSA aid. We're going to work hard with the unicameral to go to a per student. So if you take the aid and divide it by the number of students, let's say it's $3,000 or $3,200 a student, that follows every student. Common sense isn't very common anymore. Let's put common sense into school funding. And then on the property tax, we have to level it out. Stopping spending will help at all levels of government, but then we have to change the appraisal system. Market value of land is just flat wrong. I just got a letter from a person that owns their land to a growing school district, and their land was appraised at $30,000 an acre, and it went up 400%. And it cannot generate income. It can't generate half the income to pay the profit. So it's just crazy stuff. So those are important. And in agriculture, we all agree agriculture is 1 in 4 jobs. Our vision, I've spent my life in it, value added agriculture, corn, soybeans in our hay here at home and not exported. And then we make food, we make energy because of what goes on, because of that incredible aquifer. And then last, about our values, safety. Joe Kelly, my running mates, put a lot of bad people. He's been a prosecutor, a public servant deluxe, put a lot of bad people away. We understand prisons, we understand judges, prosecution, how important sheriffs, police officers are. And that's key. And then I'm pro-life. We're working really hard to help get as many red vests, and we believe we can end with the trends and with all the work everybody's doing. We believe we can end up with 35 red vests in the unicameral, and we can stop murdering babies. So those are high priorities. We understand prisons, we understand judges, prosecution, how important sheriffs, police officers are. And that's key. And then I'm pro-life. We're working really hard to help get as many red vests, and we believe we can end with the trends and with all the work everybody's doing. We believe we can end up with 35 red vests in the unicameral, and we can stop murdering babies. So those are high priorities. But there's times when states have to invest in 4-lane roads. There's 4-lane roads that have been under construction for 40 years. If we'd have bonded those and had them done in 5 years instead of 40 years, the economic prosperity and the taxes, that have solved a lot of income tax, property tax. So 4-lane roads can't take generations to build, and broadband access. We have to get broadband access to everybody in the next 4 years. High priority. And I know a lot of people feel that way across the state and in the unicameral. We'll work together hard to do that. That's called investing, not spending. That's right. And so roads, broadband, and water, we have to invest in. They're our future for our kids.
Yeah, because if we don't have those things here, people will go somewhere else. And yeah.
Guaranteed. And that's just not an option. Guess where 9 out of 10 of our high school age kids in Nebraska, 90%, 9 out of 10 kids, guess where they want to live after they get their college degree or their trade school degree? Guess where they want to live and raise raise their families
Is it
right where they
Nebraska?
grow up,
Is it
right
right?
where they grow up.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's never been that way before. So we have tremendous opportunities, but we have to get these infrastructure issues taken care of.